Give me 1 second. Okay, there you go, Mary.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming to my launch party tonight. I truly appreciate your interest. I started using Plexus products in May or June. I began to notice I wasn't having heartburn. Yay! I started having more energy. My knees didn't hurt from arthritis pain, and I could use stairs much easier. And I have begun losing a few pounds. Woo! So happy.
That's awesome.
I have seen many other stories about good results from Plexus. Now, let me introduce the awesome lady who shared Plexus with me and got me started. Trila Clark, Emerald Ambassador.
The host muted me.
Okay, thanks, Mary. My name is Trila Cook, and I'm actually a Ruby ambassador. And I did sponsor Mary. We connected on via a friend of a friend, and or a mutual friend, and started sharing Plexus with Mary. And she, like she said, has been using it for a few months and has found that it is really given her some great benefits. And because she has been blessed so much by the product, she wanted to share with those of you who she truly cares about. And my sponsor I want to introduce is someone that I have known for a long time. We actually went to college together, and that is Senior Ruby Ambassador Terry Cody Davis. And so, Terry, you want to say hi real quick?
Sure. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I am Terry Davis, like Trila said, and I am a Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus. I've been doing Plexus about 8 years, and I just cannot tell you how much I love these products. I love the opportunity, and so I wanted to start this evening off by sharing just a few of our products. And y'all, we're going to go really, really fast on these products because there's just so many great things that I could share with you, but we know you're very, very busy people, and we want to kind of save some time. So if you don't mind, I'm going to share my screen and show you a little bit of a few products that we have. And I'm going to start with this one. And let's see. Sorry, hold on 1 second. These are just a few, or these are the majority of our products. I don't have everything on there, and I'm just going to go over a few and then come back later and tell you a little bit more. Of course, we have some weight loss products. That's not our signature product. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes. But we do have weight loss products. Our Balance, an unbelievable product that will help you cut those carbs and sugars in about half when you consume them. Our MetaBurn is an amazing product that helps you speed up your metabolism. We have some pain relief products that y'all are plant-based. They're all natural. They're not going to tear up your stomach like aspirins are. You know, people that take a lot of aspirins and pain relief products often have, you know, more susceptible to leaky gut syndrome. They also are more susceptible to constipation, especially if you're taking the harder, you know, pain meds. Y'all, it really, our ease is so gentle. Sorry on your stomach. We also have an ease cream that we're not selling right now because we don't have the containers to put it in because of COVID. We do have a CBD oil. We're not selling that yet, but as an ambassador, you have the option to get that product at just shipping costs. Amazing product, I can't tell you. We have an awesome line for children. We now have a microbiome drink just for kids that has a probiotic in it. Our X Factor for Kids vitamin, oh my gosh, so good. And it also has a prebiotic in it. If you will look at so many children sorry, I have something in my throat. So many children in today's world have a weight issue. And it's not their fault. It's our diet. It's everything that's going in it. And they have a tendency to have an overgrowth of yeast in their stomachs. So we've got to get our youth back on really healthy diets and some great vitamins. Our soil does not provide the necessary nutrients for our children anymore. They're drinking sodas, they're eating drive-through food, they're eating junk, they're not getting 8 servings of broccoli a night, I can tell you that much. But our X Factor for Kids and our microbiome for kids can give that to them. We also have an amazing product called Mega X, which is all of the vitamin, it's all of I just went blank, all of the omegas in one capsule. So not just fish, like the fish oil that your doctor wants you to take. This has all of the omegas in it, and it's plant-based, so no fishy burps. And I don't know what is it about the Mega X, but it really helps you sleep. Everybody needs all of the omegas with their for their heart, for circulation, for everything. You need, the older you get, the more you need it. So y'all, this is a product that I highly recommend, especially if you're an older lady or gentleman. And let's talk last about X Factor Plus real quick. Wow. What a time to need a supplement. What a time in our world that you need to make sure that you're getting these supplements. Vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, and another little mineral called selenium. And guess what? Our X Factor Plus has all of those. Our X Factor Plus has all of your daily requirements for vitamins and trace minerals. I'm asking you, go look at your vitamin and let's see, number one, where was it made? Number two, does it contain trace minerals? Now, the icing on the cake with our X Factor Plus, it's got aloe vera in it. What does aloe vera do? It does two things. Number one, it helps your body absorb the nutrients in our capsules. How many of you have taken a vitamin and you go pee an hour later and you're like going, oh, what happened? Why is it that color? Well, because you're just peeing out those nutrients. Your body doesn't absorb it. The other thing that X Factor Plus does, or the aloe vera does, it helps heal the lining of your gut. Most of us have issues with our gut lining and we don't know it. Google leaky gut syndrome and you may find that you have some of these symptoms. So you want to soothe the lining of your gut. So those are just a few of the products that I wanted to share real quick. We're going to come back and talk about some more in a few minutes, but real quick, Miss Trila is going to share a little bit about her personal story and life-changing events when she started using Plexus products. Trila?
Thanks, Terry. I sure will, but would you check the waiting room? I know somebody's waiting to get in.
Got it.
And want to make sure that others aren't. Okay, so yes, Terry and I met back at a reunion. We went to a reunion to our college, and we reconnected and then started getting back on Facebook. And a few months later, I saw Terry and she had lost all this weight. And I was like, oh my gosh, what have you done? I need to do this. And I finally agreed to do it after she begged and begged me to. And I said I would never sell it, never work at the business. And look at me making thousands a month on this business. But anyway, but I need to give you a little bit of background about what was happening in my life prior to me starting Plexus. I was fortunate to have a beautiful baby girl, Laura, and unfortunately, she was born sick, and we never understood why. She was sick all of her life. By the time she was 6 years old, she had had pneumonia in and out of the hospital 18 times. And a lot of other issues, chronic sinus, chronic breathing issues, asthma, everything. And Laura almost died many times throughout her life. But when she was 5, she got chickenpox, like all the kids get chickenpox, right? And but she almost died of chickenpox. And that kind of led our doctors in the small town that we were in at that time to think, okay, something is really not right. Yes, she's been sick a lot, but this kids don't get chickenpox like this, where she had to be hospitalized for 7 days and on the Zovirax that is now an immunization for chickenpox. She had to be on an IV for 7 days. So to stay alive, it was eating her inside and out. So anyway, that led to a lot of studies and a lot of research, and we finally found out that she was born with what is called a primary immune deficiency. Basically, she was born with only about 1/3 of an immune system. And as time went on, to stay alive, she had to be on infusions every month of her life. And they were just all day long infusions of IgG. Anyway, she continued to be sick all of her life, but fast forward to about age 25, age 23, Laura began having seizures, and we were like, "What is going on?" Well, what we figured out after a long time, after a number of years, she had developed multiple sclerosis, which is an autoimmune disease. The multiple sclerosis, which normally attacks people's spinal column, spinal cord, and eyes, was attacking her brain instead. And she had 3, it was on the 3rd brain swelling that we discovered this. They finally did a brain biopsy, which they don't like to do, and we discovered that. So Laura, what I'm trying to get at is she lived, these seizures were life-threatening seizures. She was in a medically induced coma for weeks in ICU, and then had to relearn how to talk, walk, feed herself, move, everything, 5 different times in her life. So she was released in, we lived in the hospital for about 5 years, pretty much more than at home. The 8th floor of the University Medical Center here in Little Rock became our home. I mean, they knew us very well, and we knew them well. But anyway, on Thanksgiving Day, she was released one year, 2012, I think, and she was given 6 months to live. And so we took her home, and we were all upset, but we said this is going to be the best Thanksgiving and Christmas, and her birthday's January 1st. Birthday that she's ever had, and we just planned huge celebrations. Okay, well, along with those huge celebrations was lots of food. Now Laura didn't eat much, but me, I did. I ate and ate. Plus I had eaten really bad for the past 5 years, in and out of the hospital. And exercise, oh my gosh, there's no way. I mean, you start something and you have to stop. You start something and you have to stop, because she couldn't talk and she was mentally challenged. And so I had to stay with her pretty much the whole time. So it was just hard, y'all, and I just gained a lot of weight. So when I saw Terry post, I said, okay, I've got to do this. So the January after she was released at Thanksgiving, okay, I started Plexus. And I lost some weight. Even though I was eating all that bad food, I lost some weight. And I was like, okay, I'm going to continue this, Terry, but I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it. And I was looking through, I became an ambassador. I was looking through the information, and I saw they had a probiotic. And I told my husband, I said, let's go ahead and try it. We might as well. We've tried all the others. See, with Laura only having 1/3 of an immune system or less, we had to keep her on probiotics her entire life. So probiotics now, I know you hear about them all the time on TV. Well, we had been using them for over 30 years at that time, because Laura had to. But nothing, number one, nothing really worked. Number two, the forms that they came in, were horrible to taste, and capsules that were huge to swallow. They had to be almost frozen, and she refused to take them. It was horrible. But anyway, plus they didn't work, okay? So I went to a workshop and I learned about something called gut health. This is back in 2013. Never heard of it. Never heard of it at all. But it made sense. And I went, this is what's happening to Laura. This is exactly what's happening to Laura. She was born with a primary immune deficiency. So to stay alive, she had to be on mega doses of steroids and antibiotics and gamma-globulin, just huge doses, right? And what was happening? The side effects of those medicines, along with a bad diet, I'm sure, were tearing up her gut and causing autoimmune issues to develop. And so I started learning, oh my gosh, this is Laura. Well, we started her on this probiotic, ProBio 5. We changed her to the X Factor that Terry was talking about with the aloe vera, okay? And kept her hydrated, really focused on her drinking water, took her off of Cokes, off of sodas, and really pushed the water. We did those 3 things, y'all, that was it. 3 things. We never went back in the hospital for 4 years, except for one time. Now, you have to understand, we had lived in the hospital. We had averaged 3 to 4 hospital stays for weeks at a time every year for the last 5 years. So you can imagine us not showing up at the hospital. Some of them actually thought she had passed away. Some of the nurses on that floor, because we weren't coming back, they thought she had passed away. So for 4 years, she never had to go back to the hospital but one time. And you know why she had to go back to the hospital that one time? Because she was on so many seizure meds and high doses of them that the aloe vera was helping her body absorb them better. The aloe vera in the X Factor was helping her medicine be absorbed better. And so she kind of had an overdose of one of them. And that's why we had to be, that's what they figured out was wrong, was one of her anti-seizures, anticonvulsants were too high. The levels were too high. And it just took a couple of days to get it monitored back down, and we were out again. I cannot tell you the difference those 3 things made. And I have the head of the neurology department at the University of Medical Center at Little Rock for Arkansas. Lets me quote him that says, those 3 products, or those 3 things that we did saved Laura's life, saved her life. And I could go on, and I've already gone on way too long, but you owe it to yourself to take good quality products, to be proactive in your health, and try hard to get to the root of the problem, not just put a Band-Aid on it. Theory?
Thank you so much, Trila. Laura definitely has a special story that needs to be shared with everybody. So, and we appreciate you sharing with us. So I want to go back and talk a little bit more about a few more products, and I'll be really, really quick. I'm not sure why that's there, but let's see. So this is our signature group. This is our joy. This is our joy juice. This is what changes people's lives. You know, I started on the Slim and an accelerator, which helped me lose weight. But it wasn't until I started on our ProBio 5 and our Bio Cleanse that I physically, it wasn't about the weight anymore. It was about healing and changing from the inside out. And I didn't know anything about gut health before we started this. First of all, I didn't know you're supposed to poop 2 or 3 times a day. Nobody ever told me that. Once I started learning about that, And once I started taking these products, and I did start doing that, hello happy, because do you know how much can stay in there without you going? A lot, y'all. I'm telling y'all, a lot. And so I started on the ProBio 5, and I can't tell you, I haven't had bronchitis in 8 years. And I had it twice a year before that. I had to use an inhaler. I don't have to do that anymore. I had to take 2 Prilosec a day. Hello, cha-ching. I'm taking all these OTC crap. And all I needed to do was drink a Slim, take my ProBio and BioCleanse. No more Metamucil for me. I'm telling y'all, these products are game changers. If you've got health issues, and Trina's going to look at a little slide in a few minutes and let you see if you have any of these issues. And let me do our disclaimer here real quick. Plexus doesn't claim to cure or treat any illness or disease. So, we want to be clear about that. But I will tell you this, that millions and millions of people have had their lives dramatically changed because they started to focus on their gut health. And yes, everybody wants to be skinny. Everybody wants to, run marathons and do all that other stuff. But you know what? Rome wasn't built in a day. And if you've been putting in it for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, some of us 60, it's going to take a little while for things to change. But I'm going to tell you, I saw a change. I saw a change immediately. Like the next day, I was like, oh, well, I feel better. I mean, who doesn't celebrate every time they poop? And I'm telling you, this helps you. Our BioCleanse has, I forgot what's in it. I just had another brain. I'm sorry. But it's got magnesium in it. And y'all, the majority of Americans are deficient in vitamin D and magnesium. And this has got your daily requirement for magnesium. Do you know how many things magnesium helps you with? So many things. And the ProBio 5, it's got an enzyme in it. What does that enzyme do? It goes in and it breaks up the yeast that's growing, the candida that's growing inside your gut. You're supposed to have a little bit of candida, but a lot of people have a ton of it. So the ProBio 5 is going to help break down that candida, get that yeast out of you. How many of you suffer from yeast infections or thrush mouth or, dandruff or skin issues? Y'all, a lot of those are yeast issues coming directly from your gut, coming out. So these are my 3 order every single month products. We don't go without these. And of course our X Factor Plus, because we're in a pandemic. Okay, now here's one of my favorite products, Joya. And why? Because I'm sorry, I care about my face. Mary Kay had a quote that she said, women will spend a ton more money on their makeup and their skin than they will on their own panties. So Joyum Plexus came out with 2 products for our skin. The collagen, which you just mix in your coffee, tea, or I mix it in my Slim. Y'all listen, helps your skin, your nails, your hair, your joints. 61 years old, and when I tell people I'm 61, they go, I don't believe that. Then I tell them about the serum. Okay, listen, I've spent so much money on serums and makeup. Ask Trina, she'll tell you. I want it. I used to buy it from another company, and I bought like 8 stinking products in their kit. I had the to-do list every day. Okay, do this, put this, rub this, pat this, roll this, blah, blah, blah. I spent so much money. And then Plexus came out with the Joyum serums, a morning serum and a night serum. And I threw all that other stuff that wasn't working. I mean, I was in my 50s and still having breakouts. How embarrassing is that? I take the morning serum, squirt it on my hand, put it on my face, put my makeup on, go. Night, done. 2 steps. Y'all, that other stuff I was using, I'm telling you, I had to use a reminder list. It was crazy. And this stuff works. And it's got 8 active ingredients. It has no parabens, no carcinogens, no hormones. And you know, your skin's your largest organ. You got to be careful what you put on it. So I have a lot of favorite products. I can't lie. This is another one of them. And I'm telling you, I'm going to use it as long as I possibly can, because 61 kind of looks good on me, I think. And, you know, I think it'll look good on you too. So get you some today. Okay, I'm going to turn it back over to Trila, and she's going to talk about this.
Okay, one of the things I wanted to share about is, as I was sharing Laura's story, I said that she had a primary immune deficiency, and then that led to other autoimmune issues, such as multiple sclerosis. A lot of people, when I started doing my research on gut health, I had no idea what a poor gut, in other words, digestive system, could do to a person. Look at all of these symptoms. Y'all, all of these can be started by or a result of poor gut health. In fact, most of the problems with people, okay, for the people who have poor gut health, most of the problem is from yeast, candida overgrowth, like Terry was talking about. The reason why the ProBio 5 worked for Laura, even though for 25 years she'd been taking other things, is because it's not just a probiotic. It is a probiotic, an antifungal, and an enzyme blend. And it has that chitinase that Terry was talking about that actually can kill the yeast molecules that are in your system. And that's what was killing her. You know why? Candida's job in our body is to decompose. That's what its job is. God put it there to decompose our bodies when we die. Whenever Candida is allowed to grow rampantly and flourish in our system, we literally are dying from the inside out prematurely. And that's what was happening to Laura. So I want you to think about, especially if you have any of these, or if you have a loved one that has any of these issues that suffer from leaky gut, or chances are they suffer from leaky gut. And our products, our Triplex products, are known to help fix that. Now, one last thing, and I'm going to turn it back over to Terry. They take time. These products are not a quick fix at all. Take your age. That's how long you have not been taking care of your gut. That's how long you've probably been doing damage to your gut. Okay? And it's going to take at least a fourth of that time, maybe, or a tenth of that time, depending on, you know, your age, to get it totally cured. And the stricter you are with it, the better. But you got to start. You got to start. And it's never too late to jump on the bandwagon and take control of your health and get rid of some of these things. We can help. Let us help you.
So true, Trila. But I will say this, the BioCleanse will work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them work really fast.
The BioCleanse and the Joyum, it starts working. Okay, so I just wanted to finish with a little personal story about me, because I do love to talk about me. Y'all saw that. So I told y'all I'm 61, and back when I was a lot younger, I fell in love with a guy, married him, because that's what we do. And it turns out, not a great guy. Not a great guy. And I woke up one morning and I found myself a single mom with two 2 babies, and I had a future ex-husband in prison. I mean, I'll just tell you all the truth. And y'all, I grew up middle-class America. I went to college with Trila. We were Rangerettes. I taught dance. I did everything that, you know, I was supposed to do. And then I wake up one morning and here I am with these 2 babies. And, you know, you can't raise a family teaching dance. And that's what my career was at that time. So I had to get another job. So now I have to get 2 jobs because I couldn't afford to take care of 2 babies with 1 job. So for 25 years, I worked 2 jobs while getting these kids through college and everything. And y'all, it was hard. It was so hard. I missed things. You know, my son would be playing in a game and I had a dance class I had to teach that night. Or, you know, I didn't even want to miss his practices, and I didn't want to miss her practices. I didn't want to miss anything, but I had to. Y'all, I had to move in with my parents. 5 years with 2 kids. I had to live with my parents. Y'all know what that's like? I finally get out. I finally get a little 2-bedroom apartment, and every single penny is budgeted. And I know a lot of you live that way or have lived that way. Or you know somebody that's living that way, that every single penny is down to the wire. And y'all, it was scary. And I'll just tell y'all, you know, I clipped coupons and we ate ramen noodles. And so this one Sunday we had gone to the grocery store because that was the only day I had off. And we buy our groceries and everything. And Monday morning I get the kids up, tell them to go downstairs and make their bowl of cereal because a friend of mine worked for Quaker Oats and gave me a case of Captain Crunch cereal. And that's what they lived on, was Captain Crunch cereal. And they come back upstairs and they say, "Mommy, there's no milk." And I go, "No, I bought milk." "No, Mommy, there's no milk." And so I go out to my car, and we live in Texas, and I open the trunk, and there's that gallon of milk that had been out there all Sunday afternoon and all Sunday night. So it's ruined. And I go back to my porch and I just stand there and I lose it. And I am bawling because all I can think of is, how does this happen? I work 2 jobs to provide for these kids. And I don't have another $2 to go buy them a gallon of milk. How is that even possible? How am I failing that bad as a mother because I can't afford to go buy another gallon of milk? I mean, I had bought my gas for my car. I had bought the lunch food. I had bought the breakfast food. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm losing it. Now, by the grace of God, the neighbor walks by, a gentleman. "Terry, what is wrong?" And, you know, snot running down. "Oh my God, the milk is ruined. I can't buy any more milk." You know, but the feeling of failure was just so overwhelming. I was given 150% every single day to do what I was supposed to do to provide for my family, and I was failing miserably. Now, my neighbor, being the gentleman that he is, of course, brings me a gallon of milk. But here's my point about that. The average American family is short $300 to $400 every single month. The average American family. And I look back on those days and I look at people now and I think, if I had just had Plexus. Because first of all, not only is this an amazing product that would have kept my son out of the hospital and kept him from having pneumonia multiple times, It would have kept me healthy to where I could work and be a better employee, but it would also given me an opportunity to make that extra cash that when my kids wanted to go do something, I could say, yeah, let's all go to the movies. I couldn't do that back then. But with Plexus, there's an opportunity that you can share health and happiness with your friends and family. And you know what? You can bridge that gap, that $300 to $400 gap, work in your business a couple hours a week. I mean, you can easily bridge that gap. And I'm going to say one last thing. Of course, I have a happy ending. Of course, I had a Prince Charming that came in and I mean, you know, I do have a happy ending. So, and my kids are amazing. So that's the good part. But here's something about this business opportunity right now. There are two things that Americans care about right now. Two things. Their health. They want to stay healthy, and their income. Because we're in a situation right now where none of that is promised. Where that's up in the air, you know, and I don't even have the stats right now, but this company has grown so much since the pandemic started because we offer the two things that people care about the most, health and happiness, their income. So I hope that you will consider looking at this business. Well, first, gosh, y'all, get some products. Protect yourself, protect your house, protect your family. Get on the X Factor Plus like today, the probiotic, the Slim, the microbiome Slim, and the BioCleanse, because I know you're lying to me if you're telling me you're pooping enough. I know you're lying to me. So get on those products and then look at the opportunity. And I want you to think to yourself, what would I do if I lost my income? Start a plan B now and do like me. I started a plan B and I got to move it up to a plan A. And I am loving every minute of it. Trila and I just won a big trip, all this extra prizes. I mean, we're so thrilled. But I'm telling you, now is just the opportune time to get going with this opportunity. And if it's not for you, we totally get that. But I guarantee you, you know somebody in your life, a friend, a family member that can definitely benefit from doing Plexus and taking Plexus. But thank you for joining us tonight. I hope we didn't totally overwhelm you. And I'm going to turn it back over to Mary and let her bring us home. Mary? Hold on. Let's unmute you. Mary, hold on. You have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Terry and Trila. And thank you all for coming tonight. Please get in touch with me if you, if you heard anything that interests you or that you might want to try. I will be messaging you in a couple of weeks with a follow-up. Again, thank you all so much for coming.
Thank y'all.
Hope to see y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.